for another recording, another chapter discussion. Well, I guess it's a stream, not a recording, but we're back for another chapter discussion. 8:32. My boy didn't get off screen. Let's fucking go. Horror made him Osen Max instead. He made him do nothing the entire time, but he did not get off screen. That didn't happen. Let's go. We still in this bitch. But yeah, 8:32. This is an interesting one. We ended up
Oh
having a
man.
flashback back to the battle, which I wasn't really expecting, but I'm glad it happened because I think we
I
both
like
enjoyed
it.
this chapter a lot. I know you did as a Kyokai
Yeah.
fanboy. I know your ass
No,
did.
well, not just like the how you say, not just the content of the chapter, but I like the style of the chapter. Like I don't know, for some like you said it before, like the flashback style, the recap style of battle was kind of nice this go around.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problems people have with horror is a lot of the times it feels like the conclusions are rushed. And I think the answer is just to rush the entire battle because he's great at rushing shit. So you might as well just rush everything, Just give us these summarized battles and they're fucking lit. That's facts though,
I mean,
right?
if that's how you, I mean, if that's how you feel, I would say rush everything. But like I said, I did like because like given how last chapter ended, where it's just they lost, it was like, all right, it's up in the air. Is this like what is this? Is this like a lie? Is niggas trying to use you know what I'm saying, use confusion to actually take the city or like what's going on? But nah, they got spanked. They got they got dealt with.
You got a couple people in the chat. He said stream is cutting in and out. Is that true? Yo, Jon Snow, confirm that for me. Confirm that for me real quick. But he said, how'd you like your boy getting off screen? He didn't get off screen.
Quite literally. Your boy all
It did not
right,
happen. It did not.
I wouldn't I wouldn't say he got off, he didn't get off screen, right? But he got dealt with on the first day and couldn't do anything on the second day. Like
Hold on.
your man's was
Yo, his
still
name is Spencer Riceman. Is that the Spencer that, I had that debate with that one time and he was kind of chilling around our community? Because if that's true, if that's him, I'm pretty sure he lives in Africa, if I recall correctly. So, bro, that's your African fucking Wi-Fi. It's not my stream, my guy. Fix your Wi-Fi. Fix your internet.
I have no idea. But yeah. He couldn't fight after Toe stabbed him in the neck. He was done.
Listen, listen. We
He
didn't
was
we didn't expect
done.
him to fight. Yo, he said
No,
different
but I'm just
guy.
saying,
I'm just gonna assume you're him. But yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying like because like he wouldn't have been able to fight back during like when it actually happened. He'd have died. If he had time to rest and couldn't fight back on the second day, he definitely would have died during the moment. So Yoko definitely saved his life twice now.
Yeah,
Twice now,
but
this nigga had to be told like, hey, let's run away. We gotta go.
I don't want to get into that immediately, but let's just talk about the chapter in general. So I did like this chapter. Like I said, I like the summarized type of battles. Howard does a good job when you can just hype up characters and we can just get through it really quickly and just like the content of the chapter, which I did. Kyoukai, she went fucking in, which I kind of have mixed
Facts.
mixed opinions about. I like that she actually did something, especially since she didn't do all that much in the first day. And
Right.
it's about time for her to start doing this shit because we're getting on in the story. We're about to take out a whole state, and Shin's about to be a GG pretty soon, at least. If not after this battle, then not too long after one more battle, and she's gonna have to start being more independent at some point pretty soon. So it's about time for her to start doing some shit. But
This was
I don't.
beautiful.
You said this is beautiful or this is pitiful?
It was no, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so I like the
Came up with
charge. I like how she's a formidable force, of course. But on the other hand, man, that morale boosting was some fucking bullshit. You can't even lie. That
nigga.
shit came out of nowhere, my guy. Came out of nowhere.
Nah, nah. See, that's the thing, right? For those who haven't been paying attention to the subtleties, it came out of nowhere. But like since the recruitment arc when we got Kanto in them, right? It was shown like niggas go ape shit for Kyokai. Like it was just shown, my nigga. And we've seen that like her personal unit aren't slouches. They was able to hold up against Gyoun's fire for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Protect her even when she like lost her breath for a minute, they was able to get in there and protect her. So it's not like she had weak niggas around her. But we've seen time and time again that Kyokai, for whatever you know what I'm saying, be it her beauty, be it her skill, niggas love Kyokai. So when you actually see her like taking full advantage of that, taking the fucking flag and using it as a cape, I ain't gonna lie, it's fucking fire to me. I don't care what nobody says, the cape thing was fire. I didn't quite understand what she meant by the armor. Like if she was willing to use the armor for situations like this because the armor would be flashy and it would allow her to be seen. I'm not sure what she meant by that, but I like the scene. I will give you this, right? The fact that they said it was the like the strongest charge in the last couple years, I'll give you that. That's crazy. Like that's a bit like overhyped, but at the same time, it's fucking Kyoka.
Well,
And at the same
apparently
time, it
that was a
wasn't like
mistranslation, so I think it was just about
it
the
was
morale instead of just the charge, which makes sense. Still kind of
okay.
wild how her morale is better than Shibasho's apparently, but we kind of saw Osa and he could kind of match the morale of Shibasho, so it wasn't as good as I initially expected it to be because I thought Shibasho's morale was gonna be, top three in the verse. Not
My
because I'm a
nigga, don't.
Shibasho wanker or anything, just because a natural conclusion I came to. But
All I'm saying is don't underestimate Simps.
and that's the thing, like, why is being a woman a fucking superpower in this manga? I don't get it. Same shit with Yotama, but with Yotama it was better because we know the mountain tribes are savages, so you can kind of expect no matter the reasoning one way or another, they're gonna have pretty high morale just because they're those type of people. But
I mean,
for Kyoukai,
it's the age
it seemed
old.
really off. Like, of course, she had like subtle moments of her morale being really solid, but that's about it. Just really solid. Same thing with Molten. Same thing with Ohan. Like all these new gen people, they have solid morale, quote unquote, but there's nothing to indicate it was this special.
Hey, I'm gonna just say it's like how do you put it? How do I put it? It like again, okay, so them overhyping it to be like the best morale boost. It's again, it's I do find it like to be a bit overhyping, but at the same time, my nigga, niggas will literally go to war for pussy in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a
Come on.
unheard of. It's not like it's an unheard of phenomenon, bro. Wars have been started over women in the real world. So it's like, and when you fighting for one, I don't know, my nigga. I've never been in this position. But I will say, I love the fact that, like I said, the morale boosting was A1. The charge was A1. The strategy, you know what I'm saying? Like the little tactic she used to actually get to um, the defensive general, A1. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Just as a overall, just like overall military play, it's fucking great.
It was solid. It's just my problem more so it's when you look at the entire context of Kyokai as a character and her contributions to the story. A lot of
Hmm.
people have complained that she's a plot device. She comes in and she doesn't have to work for anything she does. She's just plot convenience the character, and I've disagreed with a lot of it. The fact that a lot of strategies come very naturally to her. We kind of had Kanki, who was very similar, although he wasn't on the Haishin unit to kind of bail us out anytime we needed. But I've never had a problem with characters being just very naturally smart and not needing to study tactics in depth. It just comes naturally to them. I've never had a problem with that, but you can make the argument that she has been a bit too convenient as a character. She's been a bit inconsistent as well. Sometimes she'll be fucking OP when we need her to. Sometimes she'll get overpowered by Gakue the goat, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think you can make an argument for it, but I was kind of against that side of the argument. But this is the moment where I'm like, yeah, so you're giving her this too? Like a lot of the other shit, the dance, I didn't really care about that. The tactics, it goes in line with her character, but of course she's gonna be a good morale booster. But you give her some of the best morale boosting in the series just randomly, just because her smile is that cute. She's that precious. She's that sweet. Like, what are we doing at this point?
I don't know if it's random. That's the thing. I don't know if it's so random because again, it's been foreshadowed, highlighted, and shown before. Whether like
So any
again, whether it's
foreshadowing
another
of, oh, she has good morale boosting, and then we should expect something like this.
no, again, I'm not again, I'm to the level it is a bit much, but again, it's not like it's come out, it's not like her morale boosting being top tier has come out of nowhere. And honestly, it might just be the fact that she's a general now. She's taking shit way more seriously. Like she legit has been General Kyokai. So it's like, I don't know, that maybe that's a change. She's an actual you know what I'm saying? She's not just a lieutenant. She's not just a 5,000 man commander. No, she's a fucking army leader in her own right. So she's taking shit more seriously. And hey, this is one of the things in her bag.
So what was she taking more seriously? She's taking her smiling more seriously. She's like, I need to be very
No, just
methodical about how I'm hyping them up. I got to give them that smile.
overall,
Got to take shit seriously.
her overall leadership.
Oh my goodness.
She
Yeah,
hopped up
the
in the
more we
front.
talk about it, the more I don't like this shit.
I mean, look, I mean, you just don't like Kyokai. That's it.
But I liked everything else about the chapter involving her. I said I liked how she
So
got
that's
her
it.
moment.
But so what? It's the what? The hype is this the how high her morale boosting is?
It's just the fact that she
Like
didn't
what I
really
get.
earn it. It was just given to her.
That's what I'm saying. How has she not earned it? She's been the lieutenant of the High Shin unit since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? If anything, because she's had to cover for them so much, she's been lackluster in her feats. But if she didn't have to cover Shin's flank every time he went on a charge, or if if there was other people in the High Shin unit that could, you know what I'm saying, that could protect niggas, she wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be that crazy because she would have way more feats.
But nothing she's
Like you
ever
said, what
done has ever been special. Other characters like Ohan, like Moten, they've had better leadership feats. They've had much more experience being leaders. If anything, you would expect them to have better morale than Kyokai. And you know they don't even have anything on her level, not even close. They never got this type of hype before.
hey, hey. Look,
It's
I
just it's
mean,
just the power of being a woman, I guess. Like that's OP in this manga apparently, because the same shit happened with Yotanwa.
I mean, she's an actual, like I said, she's the queen. And
I
like
guess.
as far as
I
Kyokai
guess.
is concerned, like I'm just saying, like think about it from a high Shin unit member like perspective, or like just a Kyokai
Put
army
yourself in the
perspective.
mind of a simp.
Not even that, not even that, not even the mind of a simp, but just in the mind state of like one of her soldiers. Like, nigga, why wouldn't you go ape shit for Kyokai? You know she's a fucking beast. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
I mean, why wouldn't you
when
go
you
ape shit
see,
for any of these characters? I would.
no, but I'm saying, but like when I feel like I feel like you know what the problem is? She didn't give a speech to like actually like induce the morale booster. Niggas just saw her with the flag and that sparked it. But had she gave a speech like Shin, like you know what I'm saying? Like what we expected Kyokai to have what lackluster morale boosted? Like I don't get it.
I mean, like I said, I don't think it should have been as good as Ohan's, as Shin's, as even Toes, as Aiko's. Apparently, it's better than all of them, but I don't know. It just goes back to the point I was talking about, where people think everything comes too easily to her. She's kind of like a plot device character, and historically, I've disagreed with that, but this is a moment where I definitely think that is the case, and it seems like she's made too OP at the story's convenience.
I mean, I would understand it more if this was like Ray doing it, right? And like Ray has only been in war for what 2, 3 years. Again, Kyokai has been on the battlefield for the last what 10 to 15 years, my nigga. I understand that it's a bit much for like her first time showing it like indefinite, but again, she's had moments of boosting the morale, showing good leadership to get her people to, you know what I'm saying, to be stronger than what they were. Like I said, a fighting against Gyeong's fire is the prime example that I could bring up.
On
And that was
we got
well
some comments,
before.
guys. Let me know, what do y'all prefer. Do y'all prefer to us to just talk about the chapter and then answer your comments after we're done, or do you like it if we break up our discussion to answer comments here and there? Because we could do either. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, that's cool. Somebody got a question or something?
All right. So yeah, they want us to answer immediately, I guess. Break up the discussion. All right, sure. I mean, that's what the live streams are for, I guess, right? So, do you have the chat pulled up?
I do not.
Hold
My
up,
Wi-Fi is
give me an extra viewer, shit.
hold up. Like I said, my phone's been acting stupid, so I try not to do too much at once. Give me a sec.
He said, just wait for the simp morale boost after she gets the armor. Bro, if she does
As
anything, like even the littlest fucking thing she does, if she gives him like a wave, they're gonna be like, oh my god, she waved at me. Oh, I have to fucking destroy. I have to crush, kill, destroy. Like I'm anything she does, I'm fucking waiting for it because apparently, that hits different for them. Put yourself in the mind of a simp, I guess. He said, chill on Kyokai. I don't know,
yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying.
Am I being too hard?
Yeah. I think
Maybe
I'm
I
gonna
should
say
do some polls.
I think you're going too hard.
All right, well let's change course to Rakawan the goat then, since I'm being too hard, then it's your turn to be too hard. So
All right,
go ahead, lay it on. Get all
your
your critiques
boy.
out of the way.
All right, cause your boy, your boy, quite literally, like you said, he pulled the Olsen, and I guess that's a valid critique because like Olsen lost Denrimi and Akko and did nothing, and this nigga lost two generals and did nothing. But it's the fact that before the battle, he's like, yeah, I'm dedicating this to bootleg mobile and did nothing but get bootleg mobile's generals killed. Like that's so foul,
That's their fault. That's their fault. They
right?
shouldn't have died like that.
That's number one. Number two, your man's was so injured again from the first day. That one stab in the neck, he couldn't fight the second day, which is crazy, right?
Okay.
Third thing, damn, what was it? It was something about how they formations lined up, and he didn't. That was it. He didn't deploy Yoko to stop Shin and them. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have helped if homie with the defense was so good that Kyokai couldn't get through him on the first day, and they needed multiple waves. Since we didn't see anything that Yoko did, it would have been better for him to have sent Yoko to stop Shin. No, like you know what I'm saying, knowing the threat that Shin is. So those were my three like big critiques. Other than
Okay.
that, Roku Omi finally got a dub, which is so crazy because we spent like a whole 20 minutes. No, we spent like a good hour talking shit, but he finally got a dub.
Well, the dub he got out of the two nameless generals, he was the worst one out of the two, right? He wasn't as good as
Yeah,
Hydon.
I'm saying yeah, out of the two, he didn't have any like specialities, any special feats. He was just there. You know what I'm saying? He was just a part of bootleg Mobile's army, but
I
apparently
mean,
Roku
leave it
Omi's
to
units killed
Rokuomi
him.
to he finally gets a dub, and out of the two faceless, nameless characters, it's the worst one of the two. I mean, that's just Rokuomi
I
things, right?
I mean, look.
But I just want to remind you, when you're shitting on Rokuan, just remember from your own words, he's as great as
Mhm.
Kocho. So you have to give him some leeway there, because like you said, Toe was coming to that
That's
realization. He's as great as
that
Kocho.
was that's not what I said, and you know it. Yeah, you can stop that trolling bullshit. That's not what I said, and you know it.
Hey, my viewers ain't gonna know any different. But
Yeah,
okay, I will give you the
yeah.
Yoko thing. I think that is a good point. But I do want to say that honestly, it could have been even worse because of how much they committed. Kyoukai relying on that plan, getting that insane morale boosting, having that crazy momentum with her charge, and the Rakuan army. Well, the Han force is being nerfed to begin with because of the lack of morale from the first day, which of course is their own
Yeah.
fault. But they came into the second day with already unwinnable odds with a disadvantage, which is kind of crazy. And on top of that, fucking they had to fight, of course, Toe and the Haishin unit. Kyokai went in. Shin, he was injured, but he still pulled his weight. And then Kyokai had to go her fucking into the not the deepest dance, but she went into her dance and she got really tired at the end of it. She really had to push herself despite all the
Mhm.
disadvantages that Rakuan had, which is pretty crazy. Even you gotta admit that.
Like I said, I admit that. Like, what did they say? I'll bring up the actual panel in a second, but they said that after they killed Haidon, you know what I'm saying, him coming down was enough to stop their momentum, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like he stopped the bleeding for a hot second, and I'll give him credit. But at the same time, when he came down to stop the bleeding, he the niggas just killed the other general and caused another fucking hole. So it's like in terms of this battle, like he did much. Like in my opinion, he did much better the first battle than he did the second battle. Because like the hype that they was giving him, oh, he can see the whole battlefield and his strategies is so, you know what I'm saying, so crazy. He didn't do anything strategically that, you know what I'm saying, he went down and he stopped the bleeding with his main force, but like there was no pincering, there was no elaborate encirclements and shit like that. So it's like
Yeah,
he
well,
just
he
fought
was
a
just so
uphill
outgunned
battle.
this day that there was no really
Yeah,
strategy to use at that point.
type
It
shit.
was like Osen. It was literally like
Yeah, nah,
Osen. He just couldn't do anything.
I'm about to say, and I'm not like how do I say, I'm not even knocking him 100% on that. Like you said, he was just outgunned, but it's the fact that like, man, yeah, he is right. The title does say Kingdom Strength tier list,
Yeah, I'll change that.
but in terms of like, in like terms of like my overall rating, I still have him where I have him, like Chogaryu level. He just had, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Chogaryu level with more men. So, you know what I'm saying? Give or take, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about that? But
But tell me how
I
I
think that's
knew
the,
Toe was gonna get carried yet again. Like I just knew it for a fact. I didn't even have to see the battle, and I just knew he was gonna take advantage of the Haishin unit doing something great again. Like, come on now. Why does this keep happening over and over again? This battle, if anything, would make you think Kyokai is better than Toe, which is, which is not what I expected going into it, even though I knew he was going to get carried somehow.
I say like this, right? Toe did get carried. I'm not making any excuses, but how Hara tried to rationalize Toe getting carried made it a little bit interesting. Like him pulling a mobile. So
Oh,
it's
right,
like,
right, yeah.
you know what
Well,
I'm saying? He pulled the
finally we see that
mobile, but
experience coming in clutch. He learned from Mobu. This is that experience coming in.
I mean, yo, fair enough. Fair enough though. You
Yeah.
feel like, yo, he's like he saw that and he was like, oh, all right, yeah, that's a good way to, you know what I'm saying, train conscripts. Keep them in
Hmm.
the back, win the first battle, and you know what I'm saying, let them feel good the second day. That I ain't gonna lie, that is funny as fuck. That we both read that was like, oh yeah, he pulled a mobile. That's good. That was good. Um, but like I was saying, like Toe doesn't have any flashy like the fact that Roku Omi actually got a dub is surprising the most. You know what I'm saying, it's surprising to me. So it's like in most areas, like I feel like Toe is like Dukio in the sense that like he ain't got no fire starters. He's a good general, like a great general, but he needs better pieces in order to actually like do the things he wants to do or like to bring out his best. Which in terms of a great general might not be the best, but you know what I'm saying, he's decent and like he's a decent all arounder, so he makes up for it. But
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, his army is lackluster as fuck. So it's like there's no help in that.
So is Roku Omi worse than Haidon? Because I don't know if Haidon would be able
Yes,
to contend
yes.
with
I ain't gonna
Kyokai
lie.
like he did on that first day, when Bootleg Mobile was focused on Shin and all of them. So you think he is?
Yeah, I think I ain't gonna lie. Haidon in terms because like I ain't gonna lie, being able to hold off Kyokai and Kyorei for an entire day is more impressive than anything we've seen or heard Roku Omi do thus far. Like you know what I'm saying?
The state
And
of
the
Han's
fact
third
is,
best Haidon. Haidon of
I mean,
defense.
hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? The fact that, like I said, like you said, Kyokai had her crazy morale boost, her crazy charge. That wasn't enough to get through the whole thing. It only got through like the first wave and a half. Then Shin came through, got through the second, you know what I'm saying, got through the second half in the second wave. And then she came through again with Kyorei and finally got to him. So it's like putting up that type of defense, even though Shin is injured and hurt or whatever, but that's still
And
impressive.
she
Like you
and
saying,
she
that's more
struggled too. Like Shin
impressive.
was worried about her when she was, making that third charge or her second charge.
Yeah.
because yeah,
So
it was kind of cutting it close there, which is a lot of Kyokai moments because that's just how horror writes tension. But still, that's a feat on High Don the Great still, so you still got to give that to him. And I would agree. I don't think Rokuomi would ever pretty much tie with Kyokai like High Don did on the first day. So that's something I definitely overlooked at first, but now thinking about it, I agree that shit's a crazy feat, and you got to put respect on this guy. I mean, if we're not counting Yoko, he is Han's third best. So I don't know. That's uh that's definitely a cap in bootleg Mobu's feather, or a feather in his cap.
yeah, which is why I wish we would have saw more of the other like parts of that battlefield, like more of what Jin was doing. We got more in depth on like how Kyokai was trying to get at him. But I will say this: after this chapter, the Kyokai and Kyo comparisons are just skyrocketing
Why you say that?
because like they're both women. They're both eventually, you know what I'm saying, want to marry the nigga that they followed into battle. Kyo was stated to have like the most fearsome charges or like the most fearsome assaults, and Kyokai is showing that, you know what I'm saying, like while like she's not capable of like sustaining those.
You cut out. Rude, you got you. Well, while you're trying to fix that, I'll go read this guy's comment. So he's saying, I think horror is not fully serious regarding Kyokai, by the way. I think on one hand, he wants to show that she has GG potential, but on the other hand, he's just joking around with her whole gimmick of essentially doing nothing but still being a great leader. I think it's kind of funny, but I don't think it's a joke. Like the same thing happened with Moten when he was boosting morale in Sanyo. He didn't have to do much because if you're that type of character where you don't really ask for much, when you do ask for much, it stands out a lot, and they really want to live up and really be there for you. So I get that there's different types of leaderships, and that's her type of leadership where she's the quiet type. She doesn't really ask for much, and they get really motivated to help her when she does. But again, I just think Hara took it too far. He took it way too far, saying it's the best morale boosting that we've had in the recent years of China. Like, you can give her great morale boosting without making her be fucking Superman in every aspect. Again, when she's having these crazy strategies, that's one thing. I don't mind that. She's a smart character. She doesn't need the same strategical training as other characters, but when you give her crazy feats for stuff that aren't even her specialty, at that point I'm like, what are we doing? We're just giving her everything at this point. She don't know how to work for nothing. This is like her second morale boosting feat, and it's already one of the best in the verse. It's that easy for her. Like, come on. Twale muted himself. But yeah, like I understand what you're saying, Brayton, but what if she's just that good? She ain't never been that good before in the story. Where was these feats before? And even if she
Yeah,
is that good, she just happens to be that good at everything with no real
yes.
reasoning for it. This is crazy. Besides
I mean,
them
again,
thinking
there
she's
is.
that cute.
I mean, I don't think it's like I think that like the comedies part is funny, but it's again, it's not just the fact that she's cute. It's the fact that, you know what I'm saying, she is the lieutenant. She's now a general. Like we even saw, like what was it, like a couple chapters ago when they was training, like, yo, now that you're a general, Kyokai, let us handle these things. So it's like her unit, although we haven't gotten much highlight on them, has been very, you know what I'm saying, has been very careful about how they perceive her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Yeah,
this was
but if
bound to
when
happen.
she's a general, all of a sudden, like being a general is like the heavens fucking shine down on you. You're a general. Your morale boosting is gonna be insane. You're an almighty general. Like when she's a general, apparently being a general is the best thing ever, and it makes you have
I
insane
mean,
morale boosting.
you kind of, yeah, sort of. I mean, this is a complaint that I had with the High Shin unit too. You know what I'm saying? How they still refer to Shin as captain. You know what I'm saying? Like Shin doesn't take being a like he takes being a general seriously, quote unquote, but he doesn't understand the gravity of the title. Whereas Kyokai, like jokingly, she understands, like, I'm a general now. You refer to me as general, you act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And her army got a boost from that. as opposed to Shin, where half the army still refers to him as Shin.
Oh, that's just how humble he is, Twale. You don't like that? You don't like how humble he is?
At certain points, no, I ain't gonna cap to you. Like, no. At certain points, I do want Shin not to be like an arrogant person, but to take pride in the fact that nigga he's a general. Like it's a small complaint, but the clothes thing is a thing. The fact that nobody in his army refers to him as general is a thing. Like it's like I said, it's not a big thing, but it is a thing.
No, I already know you think that. I just said that just to make you rant about it one more time. We already had that type of discussion before.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's go
I
over the
mean,
spoilers real quick. So Shinte is burning. This is 8:33. Shinte is burning down. The princess is standing in the middle of the castle with several heads around her, and people are falling down and burning and shots with arrows and stuff like that. So it seems like it's over for the boy, and by the boy I mean you. But it seems like it's over. It seems like I'm gonna have to make that video. This arc may last like 2 more chapters. Honestly, it might just
yeah.
be done that
I feel
quickly.
like like you said, five at most. But if they're already attacking, you know what I'm saying? If they're already burning this shit from the inside, trying to get out, it's like, yeah, this shit's over. Princess is probably going to give a speech because she sees how, like, I ain't gonna lie, given her position, my nigga, she has no like she has no one she could turn to but Toe at this point. Because Toe is the only person, as fucked up as it sounds, Toe is the only person that has said a word about trying to save the people of Han. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is like, what we gonna do? We're gonna run. Let's kill the Chancellor because another nigga failed. It's like that shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny.
You
But
know
it's
what
like
else is
at this
crazy?
point,
This is what Yoko and Rakuwan said on their way to taking the third L instantly. He said, "Oh, let me pull it up. This bitterness will be settled in the defense of Shinte." And Rakuwan said, I suppose so. On their way to getting low diff at Shinte. That's fucking crazy.
on their way. See, that's the thing, right? It's like from their perspective, they have no choice. Like they have no way of fighting a pitched battle anymore. They don't have the manpower for it. So a siege with a in a city like Gyo that's very defensive, you know what I'm saying? That's they hope. But if by the time they get there, half this fucking city is burnt down because niggas is panicking, it's like, yo, there's really not much to fight for at this point.
It's sad,
Like
man.
I wouldn't
It's
be
sad.
surprised if Rakuan legit
Suicided?
Rakuan nah. He can go to Chu. Isn't there another Han general that the one that Karin was messing with during the coalition? Isn't he stationed like isn't he at Chu?
I don't know, but that guy is, fucking worthless, so who
You
really
know what I'm
gives a
saying?
fuck
But
what
if
he's
he
doing?
you know what I'm saying, at the very least he could like how you say he could negotiate like Rakuan and Yoko like yo, I know they're strong, they're smart. He could like negotiate something to where they go to Chu and they're like in later battles. Because at
Hmm.
this point, them niggas about to just die. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally gonna die in a burning castle.
Well, we'll end it off at this. We got one more question, unless someone wants to ask another one. He said, "Is Kyokai over Moten?" And of course she is, my boy. Of course. Like, what does Moten have that could
Overall,
really fuck? Yeah, overall, that could really fuck with Kyokai. Even back in Gyo,
yeah.
she was the one that figured out the locust, not Moten. Moten was standing there looking dumb as fuck, not knowing anything about what was going on, and Kyokai was like, "It's locusts." Yeah, I figured it out. It's the locusts. So
Mm.
like
Yeah.
she's always had more potential than him in my eyes strategically. And she had another good feat now. Meanwhile, Moten, he still hasn't really done much ever since the battle against Kisui. He's desperate for feats right now, and Tokai just got another like grand scale feat. And she got a charging feat now. Her morale boosting is way better than Moten's. She has better charges than Moten. She would beat Moten and
Yeah.
Aizen 1v2. Like the only thing Moten really
Doing
has
it.
is just experience over her at this point. And
I was saying like strategically.
he's probably more of a consistent strategist, while Kyoukai is more like kind of like Shin with his instincts, more leaning on the extremes. But yeah, she kind of has him cleared in almost everything.
Yeah. I'm about to say the only thing that I would say they're even at is like just on field tactics. And that's just because we haven't seen a lot of Moten, but we haven't seen a lot of Kyokai either. You know what I'm saying? So I just, yeah, she's a better fighter, better morale booster. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it comes
I would
down
even go.
to, because he's had the tutelage from Shoheikan, so I think he has more experience. He's actually gotten taught strategy. I think like small scale tactics wise, he might be better, but I think overall Kyokai has the edge in him over him just because she's smarter than him. She got that ingenuity, that genius that he just doesn't have.
Yeah.
Well, of course he has it,
Uh,
but not to the same extent, like not to the same extreme as Kyokai.
I would say the same thing for Uhon, just not as bad.
Say what same thing.
That Kyokai beats Uhon, but just not. You know what I'm saying? She is just not as severe as to how badly she beats Moten.
Oh, Ohan kills her ass in the duel, so we don't got to worry
Cap,
about that.
cap. Uhon's never fought anybody comparable to Hoken.
And he's also never got his fucking ankle crushed like he was facing the Hulk and got his head smashed on the
Nigga,
floor over and over again.
he got his shit fucking he got his arm broken by Gyeon with a broken arm. Like you know what I'm saying? His horse's fucking legs broke when Gyeon hit that nigga.
They I'll take
I
that
told
over
y'all.
Kyokai's fucking ankle juice box moment any day of the week.
Nah, facts. Yeah. Kyokai is Kyo's successor. He's making her this cracked on purpose. I mean, yeah, I agree. Like she's definitely the reincarnation, the next one up. But you're saying Kyokai will die? I mean, eventually, but no, because she has to have Shin's child, so nah, she'll probably live. Or she'll live long enough to marry Shin rather.
So, okay, we can end it off on this. What do we see in the coming arcs regarding Kyokai? Is she gonna immediately start being on her own, making her own big decisions more often? Or is she kind of gonna get left to the wayside to just stalemate some other people and then, 2 arcs from now, 3 arcs from now, she'll have another big moment. And now finally she gets to start being more independent. Do we think the dynamic involving her is gonna change or is it gonna kind of feel same-ish?
I ain't gonna lie, I think it's a combination of both. Like I think as we progress, like Shin will either be a great general, maybe not a Quinn six, but he'll be a great general, like equal to like Dukyo, in the sense that Shin will have to take care of entire battlefields by himself. And when that comes to play, Kyokai will have like a whole wing to herself. Like kind of like how we fought Sanyo and Mogu was like leading the central force, and then Kanki and Osun was doing their own thing. It'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like the Kanki or the Osun who has her own 20,000, 30,000 force capable of doing whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? And where we might, you know what I'm saying? We might get chapters like a whole half of arc dedicated to just her battlefield. We might just get summaries, but I think that's where Kyokai's going.
The summary battles go hard though. Like I'm saying, Moten and summary battles like peanut butter and jelly. They're like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Like they're meant for each other. So give us some Moten summarized battle feats because that's the only way he's getting any feats. We know that. But I definitely think we should get a mini arc with a Haishin unit, and we have the classic panel, like the classic map panel that everyone's been waiting for. Where it's like Shin in the center, Kyoukai in the right, and Ten in the left. Where they're like, we've waited the entire manga for this. Like we need something like that fairly soon, especially if Shin's gonna be a GG, which I think he is gonna be. So
I mean, he
I
should
want
be
something like that. Definitely should
after
be.
taking a, I was like, after taking a kingdom, like the first to ever take a kingdom. Like,
After
yeah, he should
carrying
be.
Toe twice, like come on now.
But I hope, to your point, like I hope it's a situation where it's like we have Shin in the center, Kyokai on the right, and then it's like just this mystery character that Shin picked up.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like some random B list, C list character that just joins the high Shin unit, but has a major glow up because he's under Shin, like the rest of the veterans did.
Or it could just be Hecky. Could just be Hecky.
I mean, it could be Hecky if Hecky had a glow up. You know what I'm saying? If Hecky improved after the whole slavery thing, he got more
If
training
Hecky
with the
saw
mountain
Kyokai
tribes.
smile and it changed his life forever.
I mean, if Hecky got like if what's it call it? If Yotawa gave Hecky Kitari permanently, you know what I'm saying, with her 5,000 um mountain tribesmen, and then he got it like another 5,000 of his own. Like I said, he pretty decent to hold down. I mean, like we make jokes, but Hecky was able to hold out against Raboku for a decent amount of time with no help. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Shin ignored him, Conky ignored him, and he was able to hold out long enough to allow Conky to get whatever he needed done with the X formation. So you know what I'm saying? We shit on Hecky, but he's a decent commander. You know what I'm saying? And he'd probably be better under Shin and them.
No, I agree. I agree.
So
Is Endo Series Hecky better than Hydon though? That's what I asked you in the Discord.
it's crazy because I thought she was about to ask me if he uh is he better than Roku Only. Probably depending on because like Hara has kept this nigga around way past his expiration date. So it's like unless he's gonna like give him the glow up that just comes with being alive, or he's like either one or two things. Either Hecky is never gonna touch another battlefield, or the next time we see him, this nigga will be vastly more impressive.
I think he could just be a mid motherfucker in the Haishin unit. I think that could work out.
I mean, even still, but being a mid motherfucker in the Haishin unit, he got to be able to fight and protect himself, and you know what I'm saying like he can't just get knocked out by fucking random fodder and shit.
Well, you didn't get knocked out against Riboku in the Conquer Riboku arc, apparently. So he protected himself there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Hecky's prime time material for stalemating someone off screen, which is the Haishin unit specialty, so he'll fit right in.
No, I'm just thinking about when they in like more of those like brutal challenges where it's like they down fucking 3-1 odds type shit, and they have to fight back, not just stalemate. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have a moment where he's able to actually fight back from odds like that.
Him and
Uh,
Bihei are gonna fight for the one guy that gets to pretend to lay dead and do nothing in those situations. Bihei's like,
it'll be
that's my
hilarious.
thing.
Bihei works for Bihei's under Hecky. Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious.
Nah, that would be.
I could imagine Kyokai and Shin's armies to split in future battles because them together is just way too OP. Nah, we need OP at this point. We need OP. Shit, fuck splitting them up. We talking about adding more pieces because that's how badly the High Shin unit still needs to develop it as an army. Like we have a whole 60,000 army and we only got two named combatants. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 is a decent strategist. The Archer brothers don't get enough highlight, so it's like you know what I'm saying. They're there, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like there. Um, even though I still do like the defeat Jin had against Bootleg Mobile's army, but still, we need more hitters, not less.
Give us more hitters.
He
Yeah,
said, "Or can narrate these battles separately." I mean, yeah, but like I said, we need more hitters left, not to split up the two we got.
all right. If you wanna respond to the last couple comments he made, you can do that. If not, we're just gonna end it.
Um, well, it's just this last one that I think it's so much more difficult not to neglect one of them. Well, that's why I say, like, you know what I'm saying, going forward, Shin will have entire battlefield. So it's like, instead of having Toe, Shin, and Kyokai, it'll just be Shin and Kyokai, which will give both of them plenty of panel time to get shit done. And then from a writer's perspective, like I said, split in the sense that they won't be on the exact same battlefield, but still one army in the sense of that they'll be handling the region together. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But Jon Snow said, "Great stream. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for pulling up.
Yep.
Gonna do more of these. Hopefully I get that affiliate. But yeah, appreciate y'all pulling through. See y'all.
Peace.